So 2.7 million people on average watched the Fever absolutely obliterate the Chicago Sky. Watched a 35-point blowout. A 35-point blowout. The most watched WNBA game ever on ESPN, regular season or postseason. I'm pretty sure they had game 5 of finals last year. I'm pretty sure they had game 5 of the finals. And all the people saying the rivalry needs to stop, there's 2.7 million people watching it. And the WNBA players need to ask themselves this. They need to ask themselves this. When it comes to the new CBA, do you want to make more than $200K a year? And you might be saying, oh, like their salaries need to go up. With the amount of money these teams are losing on charter flights, these teams are losing on on the facilities. They're spending so much on facilities. They're not going to lose money over the next while. They are not going to lose money over the next while. And I told you guys, by the way, yesterday or on the day that the Aces and the Liberty as a lead-in game to the Fever Sky was going to have a serious amount of viewers. I didn't think it was going to peak at 1.9 million. Do you want to know when it peaked at 1.9? Why it peaked at 1.9 million? Because the Fever game started 20 minutes late. It's look, it peaked from 1.9 million people wanting to watch the Fever game. Like, we can be honest there. But still, I would say like averaging 1.3, which means it's probably averaging like at least 900K. At least 900K a million before that. And people cared enough about the WNBA that they decided that they care enough about the WNBA, they decided, you know what, we'll watch this earlier game. But it's a really good sign for the WNBA. But like nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to be done from this. Like it is like it's going to be just seen as a negative because they're going to try to get this next game off TV. They're not going to do anything, and then the players are going to complain again, and it's going to start World War CC again. Because the Fever are going to destroy the Indiana or the Chicago Sky every game this year. It will take the Chicago Sky. I'm not joking when I say this. Like, it would take the Chicago Sky having an absolutely elite shooting game, to do anything, like to be even close. And the best part about this is people are like, oh, Kathy Engelbert, like she needs to do something. The Fever can't play the Sky again. It's like, man, they all play each other 4 times in their conference. They're playing each other the 5th time, 1, because it makes sense financially, and 2, because it's closest geographically. Like, if it made more, like, they all play, I'm pretty sure every team plays a 5th game against somebody, and the Sky and the Fever are closest geographically. But it is an objectively good thing that this is the most viewed game. It's an objectively good thing that people watch it. And it's an objectively good thing that people watched Caitlin Clark absolutely dominate. They need each other. They don't. Caitlin Clark's second most viewed game last year was against Enrique. Caitlin and Paige is going to have similar views. Like, we can be honest. There. Yes, the Caitlin and Angel is a big one. It is a big one. But I will say, the one thing I will say is that it is only a rivalry in the media because the Chicago Sky have to get better. Like, the Chicago Sky have played the Indiana Fever 5 times in the last year. It's 4-1 to Indiana. 2 of them were 30-point blowouts. And one of them, the Indiana Fever blew a 15-point lead in the 4th quarter. Like, because of Christie sides, for lack of a better word to describe it. And this is not my word. This is the quote. This is a quote from what was it? Oh, what's the guy's name? The basketball guy. Oh, I blanked on his name. Oh, I need to find his name. It's the oh no. I blanked on it. The Bronny James guy. Awful coaching. that it is basketball terrorism from Christie's sides. But yeah, it was a big game. You got to see Caitlin Clark have her triple-double. This WNBA push, the biggest sports marketing experiment of the decade with enough hype and coverage. Can you make a sport no one likes or enjoys popular? You can. You can make it popular. Like, with enough hype and coverage, you can, as seen by whenever Caitlin Clark plays, whenever Angel Reese plays Caitlin Clark. And then, there's a pretty good watch party for Caitlin Clark. Like, a Caitlin Clark waiting room. A Caitlin Clark waiting room can have 1 million viewers. Can have 2 million viewers at a stage. Like, it obviously peaked at 1.9. You see here, the average viewer difference is 600k. It peaked at 1.9 right before that game. But, yeah, it's a really interesting thing. It is a really, really interesting thing. But, yeah, it's a good old thing for the WNBA. And again, look, the WNBA are going to do whatever they can. The WNBA media, WNBA players are going to do whatever they can to destroy it. They're going to do whatever they can to destroy it. And you know what? Like, it's still going to be a rivalry as long as Angel Reese fans keep trying to say, like, there's some sort of basketball comparison between these two. Because Angel Reese is the best player on the Sky by quite a lot. She's the best player on the Sky by quite a lot. However, I do have to say, it was she'd be what, the 4th best player on the Fever? Like the rivalries should be at this stage. So let's see what Paige does. Get Caitlin and Paige rivalry. And that's what the WNBA needs to do. The WNBA needs to just push the Caitlin and Paige rivalry. The rivalry week should have been Caitlin versus Paige. Start the Angel Reese versus Kiki Iriafen rivalry. And that's probably the best thing that can probably happen is for Kiki Iriafen to go and give Angel Reese the business. Or for the two of them to go and have 20 against each other. Then you can start a rivalry there. Because there's only the on the court rivalry for positions is Caitlin Clark. It is Caitlin Clark. And it is a one-sided rivalry off the court, it seems. Whereas Caitlin Clark and the Fever are just doing their thing. And, Angel Reese and the Sky are, instead of focusing on their next game, which is... When do they play next? Instead of focusing on their next game on... Oh, they don't play for a while, actually. They don't play till Thursday night. Focusing on their game on Thursday, you're seeing players on that team reposting stuff about Indiana being unsafe to play. So... Yeah. Hopefully at some stage they get competent. The Sky get competent and this is some sort of a rivalry, but you never know. Until that happens, it's going to be millions and millions of people watching the Indiana Fever beat down the Chicago Sky over and over and over again, because you better believe the games in the United Center, they've what? 4,000 season ticket holders for the Sky? It's going to be more than 50% fans of Caitlin Clark. Games in the United Center. So Sky aren't playing a single home game against Caitlin Clark. But also, the Indiana Fever fans with all of these teams, it's great. We'll take their money. We'll take their money and have the crowd, but we'll take their money in our place. But when they're coming to away games, there's no issue. There's no issue with our arena, even though it's the same people. It's similar people. It's Caitlin Clark fans. But when it's their arena, suddenly there's an issue. Suddenly it's unsafe. I don't know. We're happy to take their money, but screw them otherwise. But yeah, anyway, record. And nobody cares. Be interesting to see the Fever against the Dream tonight. But yeah, it is a real interesting one. But anyway, I'll see you guys.